We're here to talk about our game, Splitman 2, and the ins and outs of indie, indie game development. These are what we would like to share with you today. To provide inspiration to other developers to pursue their passion in gaming and eventually earn from it. So how would you earn from it? There are markets. There are markets everywhere, like mobile. You have in-apps, and in our market we have sponsorships. There's primary sponsorship and exclusive sponsorship and non-exclusive sponsorship. We upload our games to fgl.com, and buyers, sponsors from different websites like Armor Games, flash gaming websites like Congregate, Newgrounds, Addicting Games. They bid on our games. The highest bidder gets the game. We brand it. We put our links on it, and they pay us via PayPal or wire transfer or whatever. But the key is we get paid. We would also like to encourage developers to complete their creation and be able to release the game to the market. Most of the game developers I know, they make the game. It's very polished. It's very feature packed, and then it became vaporware. Yeah, I'm actually uh, end end I would like to see the end of the games. So I would like to see your games out there. Please finish your games. The world needs your games. To give tips about learning by imitating. So learning by imitating is what Singa does, right? We're following the same formula because when we started out, we were making our own ideas, putting it into making games, but it flopped. We weren't getting bids. We weren't getting offers. So we studied the market. Physics game sells on the web. Platformer sells. Uh, Usually before we make point and click adventure games, but there's a very small market for point and click adventures because of the language, English. So we make games that is just accessible to any nation. So here are the men behind the passion and the success. Yeah, so this is me. Uh, if I look scared there, well, I'm actually very scared because it's a mechanized dinosaur, so I could be on YouTube anytime with my head in it. I am a self-taught programmer and game designer. Yeah. Before I became a game designer, uh, I am a graduate of accountancy. Yeah. You might be puzzled. I work as an accountant in a city. Then I became graphic designer, graphic artist. But there's no money in there, so I went to South Korea to become factory worker. Uh, it's tiring, it's boring, but there's money in it. So I invested on hardware. I invested on studying online how to earn, and eventually I stumbled upon fgl.com where you can sell flash games. So now I am a freelance game developer for more than 3 years, and I'm looking forward to more years in the gaming world and eventually hit the mobile market too. Uh, and the other one is Gilbert. Can you guess what his job is? He's a call center agent. Yeah, well, he doesn't have boss many times. He has always been an artist. We are high school classmates. We drew together. We doodle on our notebooks. We play arcade games. We mock up like a Street Fighter. If we do our own Street Fighter, what would be our characters? What would be their moves? Yeah, we mock up them. In 2010, he decided to accomplish his dream of becoming a graphic artist through the game Belial. So when I learned about FGL.com, that you can make games, sell games, since I'm not really an artist, I'm a trying hard artist, I went to the real artist. Hey, would you like to make a game? Uh, so I asked him to draw on pencil. He has nothing. He has no Wacom tablet. Uh, he just drew by pencil. So he scanned it. He has no scanner. He has to go to his neighbor to borrow the scanner, and sometimes he uses his camera to take a picture and then trace it online using mouse. So that's how hard he has worked for us, and he's doing that. He was doing that sketches during his work too. Yes. So we've been working hard for 3 years now. Uh, we've done a lot of games. I've done a lot of games also outside. I've collaborated with other artists. He's collaborated with other developers like the Nanowars game in iPad. He did the art. Villainous, one of the top 50 games in Congregate right now, all time. He did the art for that. And I did the games. My games were Pretentious Game, Splitman 1 and 2, Zombies versus Penguins. The games that we collaborated on are Zombies versus Penguins, Belial series, a point-and-click adventure game, and so now I'm gonna tell you some ins of the indie game development. So we get our own idea and make it into a real game. So we don't have clients who tell us, hey, we want this kind of game, this kind of game. No, you can't do that. No, for us, we are the boss. We will do this. But we have understand the market, so we know what works and what doesn't. We work at our own pace in the comfort of our own home. So we work in our shorts. Whenever we feel about it, sometimes I work from uh, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. because I'm passionate about making games. Sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m., very inspired with this game idea, and I have a prototype at 7 a.m. And my wife is looking for me, and yeah, yeah, I'm in front of the computer, and she's sleeping, right? We've learned to do marketing sales part of business. So I do sales pitch, I do negotiation, like I know I can be satisfied with this amount, but I know how the market works. Give this to us, and we know how much you will earn. So it goes both ways. So we help you, and you help us, and we'll provide better and bigger games in the future. So the industry is getting larger in flash games. The quality of the games, if you compare them to like 2006, it's very tough competition now. The graphics, the content features, you have to go more high milestone to show your flash game out there. Also, the Indian environment is a wonderful community, very friendly, very helpful. So if you need anything, they are very helpful for us. So now he will discuss the Splitman, the graphics, and the overall recognitions of the Splitman.
Hello. Hello, guys. I think you already know me. I'm Gilbert de Vera, so he's graphic artist. Okay, so Barry and I created several games already, as you all know. So here is Splitman 1. So actually, Splitman 1 was already featured last year in Casual Connect here in Singapore also, but we didn't able to come here. So this game became popular in the World Wide Web last year. So we thought of making another sequel. So this game, this was the first game that we gained international recognition by a big organization like Casual Connect. So it's really a pleasure for us. Okay, so what we did with Splitman 1 was the original one, we learned learning by imitating, so mimicking what made the other games work or make it successful and learning from it, and taking notes of their mistakes too, so that we can avoid um, we can avoid of making that mistakes happen to our games too. So that's why we made Splitman 1 popular, because of this technique that we are using right now. So here's an example of okay. So for Splitman 1 was inspired by the game Gravinator. If you know Gravinator, yeah. Well, Gravinator is also a game that was a clone for from another game, and we just check out all the success of that game, and then okay, and then just pick out all the good things about that game, and then put it on our game, and then made a specific features for our game, like stacking, splitting into two, our original characters. Okay, here now is Splitman 2. What we did was to create much more good graphics. Like the first one was pixel art, actually. So the key thing here is that from pixelated game to a cartoon style graphic, I use vector art for this one. So we added some features for this game, like Splitman being able to run upside down, which is not on the first game. And Splitman can step on his dead clones. So
Can I just add something?
yeah, sure.
Because we're gamers since birth, since kids. So for the graphics, I would like to emphasize that we did something creative here. We mimic the game evolution from pixel art games to vector style games to cartoony style games. So we actually shared the world what is happening in the game scene. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is an example of another feature that our Splitman 2 we incorporated in Splitman 2. Like that one is the gravity, reverse gravity, and that one is how he can step on his dead clones. Okay, so since this is just a picture image, can you show them
Yeah.
the real game, man?
Excuse mo na yung mga kinita. Ay, ano? Yung ilang plays. Yan, sige, sige.
Yeah, well, after we released the game, for 2 months, we have 5 million plays already. So this game, the second version, I think, did well too compared to the first one. So well, this doesn't mean that we haven't encountered any obstacles by creating these games, because there's never been an easy way to success, as you all know it. And this proved to be true when we created Splitman 2. Both of us are a father of 2 children, and both working at home. So it only means that there's a lot of temptation going on, and temptation not to be able to work efficiently due to different distraction inside the house. So we don't have a studio to work in. And I'm sure you can imagine how relaxed we can be inside our own home. So there's TV, kids playing, your wife is calling you, there's FB of course. So that always grabs your focus away from creating game. So however, these hindrances didn't stop us on creating games. So we were able to cope up with these obstacles and become used to working on it. And yeah, so that's how we create games.
So, so you've seen some part of the gameplay, and you can play the game at the indie showcase. We're near the first entrance. You can check out our game, please, and you can check it out online. It's on like every site, on every big site, because it has made like 5 million plays in just a very short span of time. So if you have any questions, please throw them to us. We would like to answer your questions. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your great presentation. I'm very interested in the developing time. How many days, how many times, how many months did you spend to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our business model is based on this one strategy that I learned from a U.S. developer. Make them create games as fast as possible. So this game was made in 3 weeks. We made games like in 1 week. I made games in 1 day, which 1 day games that made like $2,000. It's not much, but it's 1 day. So most of the time we get hits games, popular ones, very popular ones. The most popular ones we will do in 3 weeks at most. Yeah, 3 weeks at most.
It is very short. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you too. Anybody else who would like to know about the Flash industry? I think.
All right.
Hi, Joel.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks, Gilbert. All right, so if you guys want to play the game, please go over to the Indie Showcase, and I'm pretty sure that while you're playing the game, you'll have a lot more questions as to how the process of development was, right? So please go by and take a look.